Hey, good day. It's Jim here from the Mecosta County Charity Network, and I'm here with Linda. She's the director of I'm going to get this right, the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program.
Yes.
Okay. So, Linda, go ahead and tell me a little bit what this program is all about.
It's volunteers helping seniors, and volunteers are seniors, and we help out in the community in pantries, museums, blood banks. There's a lot of places that you could volunteer, and it's just seniors helping seniors.
It's bringing their skill sets,
their experience and their skills, yes,
to others.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's just pick on a couple of different areas that they do help right now. So they can give an example of it.
One of our most popular things is the AARP tax assistance, which is free to everybody in the county. We have volunteers that do the taxes, and we have volunteers that help with the clients when they come to us. It's no cost to anybody, and it's very popular in this area.
Okay.
And with COVID, been a little bit hard the last couple of years. So hopefully this year it will be back to normal.
Okay. So you have different categories that you're involved in. So let's just kind of walk through those different categories.
You're talking about our program managers. We have our primary is food. We need to make sure our seniors and our residents in our community that they're able to have food security, medical security. That's our primary. Then our secondary is disaster preparation, which is Camp 911, blood drives, helping with EMS if they need volunteers. And then our third is tutors, which we have a lot of people that help out in schools and tutor. And then our fourth is others, which is everything. It could be recycling, AARP, it's just anything that doesn't fit the other three categories.
Okay. So let's start out, let's go back to the food. This is you delivering for other charities?
We can. If need be, we can get a driver that can go to Man a Pantry, Starburst, pick up the food and deliver it to a client who can't get out.
Okay. And then this is also, you said earlier to me about the fact that they need to go through their normal agencies first.
Yes.
Explain that a little bit.
You have to go through like COA, DHS, Angels for Action to see if they can help you, and we're called the stopgap agency. We will help in emergency if we have funding and drivers, and we try to do the best we can, but there are times when we have to say no because we have no drivers.
Okay. But they'll actually, you'll actually go out and actually pick up individuals and take them to the store, take them to a doctor, but it's all dependent on whether or not you have the funds or the drivers.
Yes, and after they go through COA or the other agencies and they're denied sometimes you have to give them 3 or 4 days notice. You're not always able to do that, and we kind of help out in that time because they need to go.
Okay.
So
let's just COA stands for Commission on Aging.
Yes.
Okay, just for people that may not understand.
Yeah, Commission on Aging in Osceola County, Mecosta County.
Okay, but you cover 3 counties?
Yes, Mecosta, Osceola, and Lake County.
Okay. All right. And so then let's go back to the disaster assistance. Explain that a little bit more in detail.
Camp 911 is a program. It's called a senior safety day, and it was done about 10-15 years ago. You go to the one of the police stations or Commission on Aging building, and we have all the EMS people come in, and they remind you about fire extinguishers, smoke alarms, things that you know but you've forgotten over the years. Mm-hmm. And you get breakfast and lunch, and there's prizes to win, and you have a nice day.
Is this an annual?
Yes, and it's now in both counties again. We haven't had it in Lake County for years, but in Mecosta and Osceola we have it in both counties now, and it's yearly.
And what time frame?
It's usually in June or July.
Okay.
So it depends on the guys when they want to do it.
All right, and then the other one was the K-12 success.
We have volunteers that help out in the schools. They tutor. They also go to baseball, basketball games. They help out there. So it's a lot of seniors that like to work with kids.
Okay. All right. So let's just talk. I mean, probably should have started this in the beginning, but let's just talk a little bit about the history of the organization. And
Well, RSVP's been here since 1969. We started out, I think, downtown in the courthouse, and we moved a couple times, and now we ended up in Mecosta County Service Building with a small office, and we've been here for a long time, and it's a great organization.
yeah. So for those that don't know where the Mecosta County Service Building is it's just south of town, right next to Pizza Hut. So everybody knows where Pizza Hut's at. So. All right, so let's get to the, how can people help you help others?
We need volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers that work in the pantries and blood drives, but we really need drivers that can take somebody to grocery shopping, medical appointments, deliver food if we need. That we're missing some drivers, especially in Mecosta and Osceola. We have quite a few in Lake, but it really would help us if we had drivers. We also need crocheters and knitters. We crochet and knit hats and whatnot, and then we deliver them to the schools in the area or the homeless shelter, wherever it's needed. To become a volunteer, you would come to the office, or I could email you the application. It doesn't take very long, maybe 15-20 minutes. I have to do a background check on you, and then we enroll you, and then you're able to go volunteer at a site that you wanted to, or a charity.
Okay. And this is just, on their own time.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's just seniors helping seniors.
Yeah, and this program is unique because you can work 1 hour a month. You just need at least 1 hour a month. You can set your own time. If we call you and say, could you drive or whatever, and if you don't want to, don't. You set your hours. You set the days you want. It's all up to you.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask a question because I'm a snowbird. So I go south for 3 months out of the winter. So if you have to do 1 hour a month, how's that effective?
Well, in that case, if you did, we have a lot of snowbirds, so we kind of make an allowance there.
Okay.
When you're gone, when you come back, then we put you back on the books. So
Okay.
It's not a big deal there.
All right. So you probably have some more need during the wintertime because a lot of people going
Yes,
south.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And the weather doesn't
Yeah.
help us.
True. True.
Because the seniors don't want to drive in the winter,
Mhm.
which I can see.
Mm-hmm. Understood. So again, you've got people out at all over town, all over 3 counties doing a lot of different
Mhm.
things. And,
Yeah.
and I mentioned earlier it was seniors helping seniors, but that's not really the case. It's seniors helping a lot of different organizations.
Usually, most of it is seniors, but sometimes we have younger ones that have fallen through the cracks, like DHA won't help or can't help them, or they're not old enough for the seniors. So they kind of are in the middle. So we try to help them if we can.
Okay. I'm going to open up your pamphlet because it's just easier for me to do that and just kind of read down through here. So the opportunities for volunteers are transportation, tutors for adults and children, museum guides, tourist centers, hospital and healthcare providers, knit and crochet for donations, the libraries, friendly visitor and just companionship, American Red Cross blood drives, meal sites, meal delivery, senior centers, United Way, nursing homes, food and clothing pantries, tax preparation, shopping, banking, prescriptions, and just helping out in general across the different counties.
Yeah.
I think some people just obviously take for granted they can just go out, jump in their car, and go to the store, and a lot of people don't have that luxury.
They're not able to drive for whatever reason, or they just can't ride the buses. A lot of the seniors cannot ride, and then they have their bags, and you're only limited so many bags. So we help out in that case.
Okay, all right. So how do they make contact with you?
They need to either come into the office or give me a call at 231-796-4848, and we can set you up with an appointment, and we can get you enrolled, or we can help you if you need assistance.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share with?
I've only been with this program about 5 years, but I think it is one of the best charities in this, especially in this county, to help out everybody, and I'm very proud of it.
Okay.
So,
again, you get some of your funding from the government.
from the federal, and we do Michigan. We also get from the 3 counties, Osceola, Lake, and Mecosta, and United Way, and donations.
Okay. All right. So again, if you don't have time, there is, we always talk about time, talent, and funding.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the 3 different variables, and you can use all 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I also forgot to mention, if you become a volunteer, one of the perks is we have a yearly recognition luncheon where we show how we appreciate the volunteers. We have a live band, we have food, we have prizes, which it's a fun time, and we have different themes. So it's one of the perks.
Okay. And you just honored somebody.
Yeah, we just honored Lee Swartz from Lake County. She's 97. She just retired, and she had been with RSVP from the beginning.
Wow.
So she was on the board, and then she became a volunteer.
Wow.
So she dances every year.
Huh.
So she's a cool lady.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. All right, so we're just going to wrap this up here with Linda, and thank you for your time and explaining your system. So again, we just want you to care enough, to participate enough, to be aware enough to make a difference.